What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to my channel. It's M. Williams with Sugar Salon TV. I hope you're doing well, trying to get all my little stuff together. So you guys, I've been telling you that I'm gonna make a video on no compete agreements, okay? I've been telling you that, so here we go. So this is gonna be brief. I'm gonna continue on. It's gonna be under some of my playlists that have something to do with the hair industry or business or leadership. It's gonna be you guys, so get ready. So this, like I said, is gonna be brief. I'm gonna continue it on. It's gonna carry on. And then of course, if you have any questions, drop them down below, please. And thank you. Drop them down below, please, and thank you. So I got my MacBook out. This is something new. I'm actually out of town right now, but I've been telling you guys that I am going to put this video up. And so here we go. Again, it's brief. I'm gonna carry it on, and for today, I'm just gonna briefly tell you what is a no-compete agreement or non-compete agreement. Okay, and again, so I owned a hair salon, a storefront, and I had 3 locations at the same time. I had a storefront and 2 salon suites at the same time in different locations in North Atlanta. And I initially opened my business up, and I started doing back into hair in 2006, and then I just retired like the end of 2003. So you guys, so I did own a commission hair salon, so had a few booth rentals, people here and there, but that was rare. I mainly had commission hairstylists. So anyway, I personally feel, and I've been in the hair industry over 30 years. I'm not saying I know it all, you guys, but I have just a plethora and a wealth of information that I want to share, because I feel like, in all honesty, even when I went to school for cosmetology, I feel like there was not a lot mentioned about business, like how do you run a salon, like if you open a salon, like how do you structure it, you know, business plans and all this other stuff. So in all actuality, you guys, it's just in my heart to add more information like that, because you don't want to open up a salon or any kind of business and then it fails because you just don't know anything about what you're doing, or the information is just not out here, or you weren't taught it in school, you know, all of that. So I just kind of want to give some basic information. So today I'm gonna just be talking very briefly about what is a no-compete agreement. So a no-compete agreement or non-compete is really an agreement between 2 parties, 2 people. And it's usually the employer, which is the person that's hiring, and then the employee, which is the person who's being hired. So, you know, it's really an agreement between 2 people. So when I say agreement, and in all honesty, you know, in the hair industry or in the service industry, I personally feel like it's not a lot of this. So a lot of people don't know about it. And then, you know, if something is kind of unknown to you, you can kind of be uncomfortable with it, which I get that, because if you don't know anything about it, then why would you sign your name on something, you know, and you don't even know what it's about?
Thank you.
So anyway, that's why I'm trying to put information out here, because it's nothing to be afraid of. Again, it's an agreement. Nobody can force you to sign it. Nobody can make you sign it. You know, it's not a law if you don't sign it. But is it beneficial to you? You know, is it something that will benefit you in your career? Is it something that will harm you in your career? Is it something that can get you in legal trouble in your career or in your life? Is it something to be afraid of? I'm going to be putting brief videos on here, and I'm going to be talking about that. So this is kind of an introduction, so that's why I'm putting all this introductory information. I'm saying all this stuff just so you can know. So I just want you to learn. I don't want anybody to come to my channel and they blind to the facts, you know, they don't know or whatever. So I want to kind of, you know, put information out here that I feel, for the long time, over 30 years that I was in the industry, that there was not a lot of information out here on this. And I feel like even at the hair shows, you know, it's not a lot of information. So now with a no-compete, you know, it's usually people who are in the sales industry. They may be in upper management. employees who serve. You know, right now we're talking about the service industry, like hairstylists, maybe braiders, nail techs, you know, massage therapists, and also people who talk to customers, because when you're working at an employee's place of business, that's their business. So, you know, 9 times out of 10, if you're on a commission structure, you're probably servicing clients that the business is bringing in from their revenue, or that they're doing a lot of marketing through the business, whether it be TV commercials, billboards, you know, social media advertising. No matter what type of marketing that the place that your employer, the person who you work for, they're spending all this money to get these clients to come in the door. And so if you're coming in and you're in a situation where you're a service provider, but you don't really have enough of a book of business or enough steady clients to where you can pay your employer at a salon, a spa, wherever you working at, you cannot afford to pay them a weekly rental, because, you know, you don't have enough book of business, you don't have enough clientele, you don't have enough customers. So if you're in that situation, no worries. So if you're in that situation in the service industry, like hair salons, you know, nail salon, you know, 9 times out of 10, the owner can still offer you an opportunity to work on commission. So what commission usually consists of is that they're bringing you in, they're hiring you to service clients on their behalf. These are not clients that you brought in from your marketing. These are not clients that you brought in from passing out cards or flyers. These are not clients that you brought in from advertising on social media. These are not clients that you had anything to do with bringing them in. You didn't spend any kind of money, any kind of time, or nothing, any kind of prayers, you know. They came in from the owner of that business being, you know, in business and having a brand that's out there that people in the community have heard of through their marketing, their advertising, their TV commercials, their billboard, their social media posts, their social media marketing, their website. They didn't find out about you through you at all. They found out about you through the business. So when someone, usually 9 times out of 10, when a commission person comes into a salon or that type of industry, and you're hired or you're offered a position on a commission structure, usually, as I said, you don't have that book of business built up yet. So this owner is really taking a risk, because they're trusting you with their database of clients. And you may say, okay, how does a business own clients? Well, if you, like right now, I work in corporate America. I retired from the hair industry. Previously, I worked for other businesses. So when I left those businesses in corporate, you know, I could have opened a business that was very similar to a business that I previously worked at years ago. But that's my prerogative. If I want to open that same type of business, you can do that if you like. At the end of the day, I could not take the clients, I could not tell the customers or the customers of that business that I'm leaving this business, I'm leaving this company, but I'm opening up the same type of company. My company is going to be doing the same thing as I'm doing here. You know, you're already comfortable coming to me, Miss Jane Doe. So Miss Doe, you know what, you can follow me over here. Actually, I can give you a better deal. I can give you a better price, you know, if you come on and follow me over here. Now, people can do that, but at the end of the day, how will that business remain open if you and maybe some of your coworkers or you know, they end up doing that same thing, or they end up following you to your new place of business that you open that's just like the place that you just left. And you know, if you can it's kind of a no-brainer. You don't have to even think about it that much. You know that's gonna cause a ripple effect in the company that you're leaving. That's gonna affect them with their revenue, with their business. It can really, you know, cause problems with that business. So that's the purpose of having a no-compete or a non-compete and companies do have them. Now, different states vary, different states are different, so you have to check in the state that you're in. Now, I'm in Georgia, so Georgia do uphold, because really, especially small businesses, larger companies, you can't be doing that, because you'll probably end up in the news somewhere if you do anything like that with a big company, But with small, like mom and pop companies, who 9 times out of 10, they may not take it to that next level and try to go after someone who has done that to their business or someone that made their business fail. And you guys, that's the purpose of a no-compete and a non-compete agreement. So, and how long do they usually last? I mean, to be honest, they're not even enforceable if you have somebody sign one and you say 5 years or something like that. The non-compete or no-compete agreement is going to last 5 years. There's no court that's going to 9 times out of 10 allow you to enforce it for 5 years, because in my opinion, that's ridiculous too. So usually 1 to 2 years at the most, no more than 2 years. And so it's just you and the person that you're hiring or that you're going to hire and that you could possibly hire. You two are coming into an agreement, because really it's common sense to the owner and it's common sense to the person that you're interviewing, that you're thinking about hiring. And what I mean by common sense is they know, just like if they owned a place of business, they would not want to bring a person in and help that person build their clientele up so they can earn money to support their family, so they can take care of their children, they can pay their house note, their mortgage, their apartment rent, and every other bill that they have. You as a business owner don't want to help someone, and then you're already taking a risk when you're bringing people in this way, and then they end up leaving, and then it's nothing you can do, and your business may end up failing. So as a business owner, you want to protect yourself. And so these no-compete, to me, in my opinion, and I've been a salon owner, as I mentioned, but I've also been a hairstylist. I've worked in other people's salon. I've also been on commission. I've worked on commission. I've also been in the situation I just mentioned where I actually worked on commission and serviced customers for the owner. And I actually didn't sign anything at her salon, but I was servicing a lot of her clients as well as my own clients that I was bringing in from my own marketing. But when I left her salon, I didn't try to give my information to anyone. I didn't try to bring anyone with me. I didn't try to do anything like that. In my opinion, if you feel that you should be able to take some of the clients with you when you have previously agreed that you would not and that you would not compete with this employer, then sit down and have a conversation.
Thank you.
It's all about business. When you're a hairstylist, a braider, or someone in the service industry, it's like you're a business owner. Conduct your business and handle yourself accordingly, because news travels fast. This can seem like it's such a big industry, but news travel fast. And what you have to understand is business is everything. And the things in business that you don't want done to your business, don't do it to someone else's business.
Oh my God.
That's my thing. So that's why I want to put this information out here so that you'll know what it is. And again, I'm going to have several episodes on this until I feel like I've kind of, put a lot into your heart, into your spirit, so you'll know exactly what it is. In my opinion, it's a good thing, because in my opinion, anytime you get an owner or anyone who's hiring you that will sit down and have a discussion with you until you guys come to an agreement, and then you both document this, it's documented by the employer, and you sign it, to me, that's everything, because you ain't got to think about what this person said to you. You ain't got to try to remember what y'all discussed. It's all in writing and it's all agreed upon. So with the no compete, you're pretty much documenting and agreeing that if this person hires you and help you, because again, you're coming in really as a liability, because you're not able to pay any kind of booth rent. You don't have enough clients to pay, and you're really coming in as a liability, because the owner who's hiring you or considering hiring you, they really don't know you. They don't know if you're honest. They don't know if you're trustworthy. They don't know if you're professional. They don't know if you're an on-time person. They don't know if you're rude and nasty. They don't know if you're going to make them get a lot of bad online reviews. They don't know if they give you customers, if you just going to take them and they're going to lose money and revenue. And they don't know if you're going to go out there and scandalize their name. They have no clue. So they're taking all kind of risks to bring you into their place of business and hire you and help you. Because at the end of the day, you guys, let's call it a spade. Let's be honest. So in all honesty, you guys, it's a risk. And they're bringing you in to help you. So how is this going to benefit them? How is the owner going to protect their business? How is the owner going to be able to leave a legacy? How is the owner going to be able to build a brand? How is the owner going to be able to a history and a legacy for their children's children? How are they going to be able to do that if people come in and they jeopardize their business? People who they're actually bringing in to try to help, because this person came in as a liability and not as an asset, as a risk and not as a something for show. So, a sure thing, if you will. So how will that business protect themselves if you decide that, okay, this owner has helped me, they build up my book of business, and now I'm out of here, now I want to open my own business. Now, it's okay to open your own business, don't get me wrong. God bless you, Godspeed, hallelujah, hallelujah. Build your own business, build your own brand, that's everything. But at the end of the day, everything is about how you treat people. Like, how did you treat the person that looked out for you? What kind of seed did you sow? What kind of seed did you put in the ground? Like, how are you, was it a good seed? Was it bad? And then have a conversation. Like, what's wrong with conversating with the person? Letting the owner know, okay, I really appreciated you, Miss Smith. You really did help me. You helped me with my career. I made great money here. You nourished me. You mentored me. You helped, my family. I really am grateful to you for that. Let me be honest. Let me put that seed out there. Let me let you know. Let me tell you that I'm appreciative. I'm grateful. I'm thankful to you for the help that you gave. Go in like that. And then just tell them, you've motivated me and you helped me realize that I really want my own business. I'm really willing to give this thing a try. And I know you helped me. I know I signed this or that or the third. Or I know I gave a verbal agreement. I know that, I wasn't supposed to do this, that, and the third. Go into the conversation like that. Can be considered like a departure agreement is what I'm calling it. It's about having a big girl conversation, a big boy conversation. Now, I feel like a lot of time in this industry, people don't do it. They just go ahead and do what they want to do, whatever is going to benefit them, and then they kick people to the curb who have been a blessing to them. And so that's why, you can't have long-lasting business relationships, and you can't have a blessed, God can't be in the mix when you're doing stuff to harm and hinder someone who was called and chosen to build a business, just like you're saying you are at this point willing to do. So just always remember, you guys, the seeds that you sow. I'm always going to talk about that on my channel. Always do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
Thank you.
Now, you can discuss things, you can sign things all day long, but once you've been with a business owner for so long, he or she 9 times out of 10 is going to be willing to have a conversation with you to make it benefit you and them. They're not trying to hinder you, but if you're not going to have a conversation, if you're going to do stuff in a sneaky way, in a scrupulous way, in a way, and you're going to treat somebody, or you're going to stab somebody in the back, or you're going to, go out harming somebody's business, and that's definitely not what they did to you, then that's just not a good seed to sow. And then again, like I mentioned, a no-compete usually lasts about a year up to 2 years, no more than 2 years. And then usually you have to agree to work within a certain mile radius. Like if you end up leaving the place that you were working at, you decide that you have already agreed in the agreement that you sign, if you sign this no-compete agreement that usually lasts a year or 2 years, that you won't work within like a 10-mile radius. Usually it's 10 miles. And again, an employer can't say, okay, 100 miles, okay, 25 miles, because then it's not enforceable. It has to be reasonable. So say for instance, they may say a 10-mile radius, like you cannot work within like a 10-mile radius or something like that. So because if you do end up leaving the place of business that you were working at, and then you go like right in the next plaza, or you go like 2 plazas down, or you go like around the corner 2 miles away, or you really close, because your goal is that you want those clients that you were serving with that employer to come and follow you. So you're trying to remain close by to where you were already working. And so this is the purpose of having a no-compete agreement, a non-compete, because believe it or not, people do it in business all the time. And a lot of times when people do unfair things to people in business, they always gonna think in their head of ways to justify their behavior, or justify the wrongs that they did, or justify the harm that they caused another business owner, or justify all the revenue that they just took from a business, when a business owner was looking out for you 110%. They was looking out for you, but at the end of the day, you feel like you don't owe them that, you don't owe nobody that. And to be in all honesty, you guys, that's why I left the industry a long time ago. When I came out of school for hair, I did hair 1 year and left, because the industry was so totally different than how my personality is. It was totally different than how I would treat anyone. So, but God brought me back to it, and I believe it was for a reason, and also for me to learn more about it so that I can impart into others. So you guys, no compete doesn't sound scary to me. It doesn't sound unreasonable to me. It doesn't sound, even if I was working in someone's salon on commission, which I have before, if she would have asked me to sign that, I would have, because you're willing to sign things if you know that at the end of the day, when you leave, you're not going to try to harm somebody's business. And then again, an agreement or any kind of document that's signed by both parties, it's going to not only help the owner, but it's going to help you as well, because then it'll cover everything that this owner promised you. So usually within like a 10-mile radius. And can you negotiate a non-compete agreement? Of course you can negotiate, because again, it's an agreement. So it cannot be an agreement if you and the employer don't agree with it. Now, can an employee decide that they're not going to hire you if you say you're not going to sign it? Of course, they don't have to hire you if you're not willing to sign it, because again, at the end of the day, this is the only way that the owner or the employer protect themselves, can protect their assets, can protect, their, database, can protect the things that keep them in business, So this, I wanted to keep it brief, and I hope I have, but my next video, I'm going to talk about why would you sign a non-compete? Why would you sign a no-compete agreement if you're in the hair industry? Like, why? So I'm going to be talking about that. I'm going to be talking a little bit more about, can you negotiate a no-compete and how? So you guys, I just wanted to come on here. I thank you guys for watching this video. I hope it's helpful. I hope it's beneficial. Again, it's just in my heart and my spirit to keep trying to impart information out here, because the unknown can sometimes be scary, but at the end of the day, a lot of things that are scary to you are things that's beneficial to you. And then if you did sign a no-compete agreement, I also want to put in one of my uploads about what I'm calling a departure agreement. I will definitely do research and see what it's actually called, but I'm calling it a departure agreement, because if you work in a commission salon for a long time and then you decide that you are leaving, that's all well and good, but again, do it the right way, do it the honest way, do it with integrity, put a good seed in the ground, don't put a bad seed in the ground. But at the end of the day, come up with that agreement, sit down with the the person who helped you, the employer, sit down and have a conversation with them and work it out so that you guys can stay in touch. You guys can stay, you know, cool with one another. You guys can be a blessing to each other's business, and you guys can see each other's businesses continue to grow. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. The industry should not be about trying to take other people down so you can succeed. That's going to be a negatory. So stay tuned for my other videos. If this is your first time watching my channel, watching one of my videos, I appreciate it. I hope you come back, and I definitely hope that you'll subscribe. If you want to see something even pertaining to this no compete agreement, if you have questions or want me to talk about something or have ideas or suggestions, drop them down below. I'm going to see you guys on my next video. Peace and blessings. See you.